Welcome to the Prumihimo channel, and my name's Prumihimo, and this video is all about making a really charming little braid with a Christmas tree design actually on the braid. So this is going to be a 16 cord braid. It's going to be made on the round disc like this, and it's going to be really fun. Now, before we get started, there are just a couple of things I'd like to say, and that is I'm going to be using the round disc. I find that when you're using 16 cords or more for just plain braids, by which I mean no beads, I prefer to use the larger disc. This gives you a little bit more space between your pairs of cords, and so you're less likely to get yourself lost. So it's fine on the small disc as well, but the larger one is what I'd actually recommend. Now, the other thing is sometimes people turn their disc anti-clockwise and sometimes they turn it clockwise when they're doing round braid, which is what we're doing. Now, when you've just got 8 cords, it doesn't matter which way you go. But when you have 16 cords, it does actually matter. And particularly when you're doing something like this, where you want a particular pattern on the surface of the braid. And you need to turn, for this particular design that I'm showing you, you need to turn your disc in an anti-clockwise direction. So that means that you're going to start with 32 and 1 at the top, and you're going to turn it round following the numbers round. And that's because I have worked this pattern out on the understanding that the disc is being turned in an anti-clockwise direction. And then the other thing I want to say is just that normal tension rules apply. So to get good tension with any sort of Prumihimo, ideally you should be braiding with your disc as flat as possible. And you want to have your cords nice and tight across the surface of the disc. When you're using cords like this, this is a 1mm cord, you'll probably find that most discs will grip them quite well. But if your disc has got quite old and if you've used much thicker things, you will find you're not getting good tension. So it's worth getting a new one for that. And the other thing to remember is that you want to have your point of braiding, which is the point where the braid actually forms, in the middle of the hole in the middle. So without further ado, let me show you the braid and show you how it's done. So here's a close-up of the braid, and as you can see, it's just a simple triangular Christmas tree shape with the little base and a background. And you will find that the sort of materials you use will have an effect on how clear this sort of design is, and this is the case for all Prumihimo done in this way, these sort of surface pattern designs. And the ideal thing is always to have cords that are of a similar material so that you'll get an even braid. So as you can see, I've done it in 2 different colours there, and I've made bracelets here, and then I've used a little offcut here to make a bookmark. And if you're interested in how these are made, these are actually featured in my new book on page 36 and 37. It's the wire coil method. I also show how to make the clasp as well. So that's a little tip, and that book is available on my website. So this is the setup you need. As you can see, this is the black version. So I'm just going to take you round. Now, you can either pause this and set up your disc in the same way, or you can look on my website where there's a page for every video I do, and you'll see a picture of this disc. So to get this effect, the green Christmas tree with the red base and the black background, starting at the top, I've got green, black, and then equally spaced, so all my cords are equally spaced around the disc, all my 16 cords. Then I've got 2 black cords on either side of number 4. I've got 2 green cords on either side of number 8, and that's in the east position. I've got a green and then a black at number 12. I've got a black and a red at number 16, which is at the bottom. 2 blacks on either side of number 20, a black and a green at number 24, and finally a red and a green at 28. Now, if you wish to do the other version, you simply change all the blacks for white and the red for black, and you'll get that effect. So, off we go. It's your usual top down, bottom up. And what I recommend here, you can get a little bit confused here. So I recommend that if at any point you need to stop, that you stop in the position after you've done your top down. So you'll be able to then identify where you've got 3 cords together on the bottom and 1 on the top. So I'm going to start that again now, and we just do our regular braiding. So it's top down, bottom up, and remember, a quarter turn anti-clockwise, so we're following the numbers round. So now we're at number 4. Top down, bottom up. Quarter turn, same direction, top down, bottom up. And you need to keep going in the same direction and keeping that up. And as with all Prumihimo, it is the rhythm that gives you lovely even braiding. So too much stopping and starting is not a good thing with Prumihimo. Sometimes it can't be helped. As I said before, you'd stop there when you've got your 3 at the bottom. And all you do is just keep on going round. And when you've been going for a little bit, what you'll find is you've got a beautiful Christmas tree sprouting out from underneath. Well, I hope that was fun, and I hope that that's given you a taste for making 16 cord braids, or more possibly, with a different pattern on them. And if you like that, please do have a look at some of my other videos. I've got a great one with strawberries, I've got one with pumpkins, and what's my other one? Flowers, that's right, I've got flowers on the other one. So they're really fun to make. And you can do all sorts of things with them. And as you can see here, I've got my little bookmark in position on the Prumihimo Endings book, my brand new book, which is packed full of everything you need to demystify the ending process with Prumihimo. And as we all know, that's everyone's least favourite part. And I hope that this book makes it a bit easier for you. So if you like what you see, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because that way you'll be notified of new videos that I've got coming up. So until next time, bye.